Yes, habari za asubuhi. Sema zuri. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, in my second class. Yeah, then you have gone through also the things which I made it. Yes, in this class that I would like to deal the second part of it, 2.1, the province of the legal theory. No, there is 2.2, that is the analysis and interpretation of law. How a legal analysis would be there and how the interpretation of law and what are the practical tools that we are using it. And in your legal method, or somewhere you might have definitely studied that four theories which I made earlier classes, like literary theory, golden theory, Mitchell's theory, purposive theory. See, any theory you can take it. The point is, a person who comes to the court should not go with the empty hands. I repeat, a person who comes to the court should not go with the empty hands. In other words, there should be justice to be done to him, because with a lot of hope he will comes to you to get the justice. And another important point that I would like to say to you is that there is no specific rule, a thumb rule in the private international law in dealing the cases. The reason is logic. The reason is logic. I will give one example to you and you give me the reason. In a family, there are 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Total 4. Agreed? And the father is a well-rich man and a good job, and he is having the shamba also, and he is having the room rents and all other things. A good property is there. Some he acquired by the forefathers. So he have given the good education to the elder son and a good education to the elder daughter. 2. The Kwanzaa, first born is son, second born is daughter, third born is daughter, last born is son. Is it clear sequence? Okay. And the 2 of them very read well, and they became a gazetted officers, like IAS officers. Who is IAS is the topmost rank competition in India. What about in the Tanzania? Competition, highest competition, a good competition. Anyone? Online or offline? Government job competition. Why you are looking at me? Administrative officers, foreign services, and IPS, police superintendents, they have to come through some exam, and then only they will become a high-ranked people, the topmost rank. And 2 of them became an officers, IAS officer, IPS officer, Indian Foreign Service officers, and the third one is he is only kati. He became a government employee. Because of the son, who is the last, he is lovely to the mother, that fellow became a very much notorious person. Now the question comes over there. And he did not study. And he does everything, omba, nashamba kulima, nini. And when the distribution of the property is concerned, now you tell me, who has to get, can they get equally? Pardon? That fellow did not read it, because there is a lot of fondling with their mother and father, because he's a moisho. And that fellow did not make it out, he became a rascal. Not only rascal, a thief also. And when the matter comes over there, regarding the partition is concerned, if you go to the court of law, what do? Of course, here, what is the rule? Equal distribution would be there, irrespective of whatever the position you attain. Are you following me? But this Moisho says, see, father has sent you a lot of money, and he sent you the foreign country, and you studied over there, and he spent a lot of money. Hence, your turn is over. Whatever that thing would be there, you should come to me. And daughter and the Sister also, you studied, and the father made you good, and your husband also earning good, and hence I did not have anything. So every property, what is my father is belongs to me. That is the interpretation given by him. If you go to the court of law, court says everyone is equal. So equal share should be given. Now, it is a morality, it is justice, and a good conscience of a person is concerned. No doubt, his life is spoiled and he cannot enjoy the life. Okay, he can enjoy the cost of the father property. Are you following me? So what the elder brother says, no, I am a rich man now. I can earn myself. I can stand on my own foot. Hence, let my share goes to my brother. And sister also say, I'm also well-to-do. My husband also earning. And let my share also goes to my last brother. And the katikati say, see, I am a katikati and I don't have anything. So what they do, you decide yourself among the two. How you can equally share. But she said, okay, give me nussu, because she is nussu good. So the nussu goes to. So elder brother share comes to the son, the last brother, the second, the sister, first sister with the second also comes, and the third one, she give the nussu also. So he will get the 2.5 share more, the last son. But the point is, justice is different and law is different. Equality is different, equity is different. Is it clear? Yes. Now what I said is it equity or equality? It is an equity. Equality means everybody get the same share. Am I right? So when the matter comes to the court may observe it. As per the law, yes, everybody get the same thing, but you are leading a very good life, and hence I consider it, let the last one get the more share. And they suggest, not only suggest, you say, if you agree to my point, please sign in front of me. Even though it is not there in the law. A judge will take the suo moto to give the justice to the party, and justice should be given, and it seems to be given. But actually the judge doesn't have such a power to do so. But with the consent of the brothers and sisters, he can do so. Or he can suggest, instead of filing the case, better you settle yourself. So I can say, okay, the matter is settled among themselves only, hence the case is closed. Is it clear? Who will do such a thing? A man who comes from the scrap, and he knows the value of the money, he knows the value of the life. Even though you give the good of amount to him, do you think that his life will be so good? That fellow enjoys more and exhausts all the things. Again he will come and omba. Are you following me? Because the wife which she is going to get is also have a similar nature. Let us enjoy. Tomorrow we'll see what will happen. Interpretation given by the people when a judge depends upon the way they brought up. And that's why they will give their psychology, their thinking, their school of thought is seen in the judgment. Is it clear? That's why Luga, Kingira, Malasunya, they have some of these advocates are there, are judges, if I not be mistaken. Am I right? They are the judges. Luga, Kingira. They give the judgment according to their own thinking. And in the court also, if you suppose if a case is in a bench, in the court of appeal, oh, that judge, he never give judgment against the government. Please change it. The bench should be changed. Or we prolong it. So he will change it, then another will come. And that fellow, it doesn't matter. He can give the judgment against the government. So many. Because he doesn't fear about the government. He gives the judgment according to the rule of law. Because in the judge's appointment, also the role of the political party is there. But in India, a little is there because it's the president who will make it out. Of course, proposal made by the collegium that he will give the consent. Of course, it is only the thing, but generally, a senior most will be chosen as a judge of the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal. So anyway, the criteria is there to become a judge from the High Court. So why I am giving this all this thingy? A man will interpret the way he brought up, the way he thinks fit, and the way the rules are applied over there, and the way, okay, this justice can be given by following this rule. In the same facts, you will get the different judgments. Facts are the same, but the different judgment is given because there it suits correct, and there it suits here, it suits correct. Like I told you the example, everybody is a good position and only Moisho is a not good position, hence they forego it and give the point to them. Of course, now the same thing, everybody is the same level. Now you tell me. Equal. It depends upon economic factors. Hela. It depends upon hela. A person who is having a good hela, he can buy a two-wheeler. A person who doesn't have the hela, at least he can buy a bicycle. And if a person doesn't have any hela, nainda migu. A person who is going in the two-wheeler never think about a person going in the car. He think about, at least I do have a two-wheeler, see my fellow, and both we study together, and we are the classmates, and he is in bicycle. At least I should be happy. The Shukur Mungu, I have the car. I have the two-wheeler. So when you compare itself also, think it and compare it. You compare in such a way where your mind gets solace. Comfortable. Don't think that I am black, I am very much black, I am very much black. No. You think about the Sudanese. I am comfortable. Satisfaction also is another factor. So here why I am giving this thing is satisfaction, thinking, school of thought and justice, it should be given. Then there should be some twist, some theories would be there that will interpret it, how it can be done. So that is the whole story of this analysis. Why you take this one, why not should this one? So it is there. So when you are interpreting it, critical analysis of the literal golden and mischief rules, there is a purposive rule also there. So statute is law which is a written and that is set in a place of legislature. A legislature will make the statutes. When they make the statute, at the time it's quite good. After some times, the people will give a different meaning to a different word. And at the time, yes, it is true, because he has given a different interpretation of a particular word. At the time, the difficulty comes over there. At that instance, the judge will look at which one is a very proper way to see this or that interpretation. And a good justice will be given to him because he wants to see that the person who comes to the court should not go with the empty hands, the rule. Suppose, I will give another example to you. There is an accident between a motorist and a cyclist. Nobody has seen actually who collided with whom. But one person saw. Yes, it is a cyclist collided with the motorist. He saw it. Because that fellow is rashly coming, and when he made the brake, he skidded and dashed and where the front wheel, it's bent down. And he saw it. But that fellow says, no. See, after all, he is a cyclist. Why don't you give something to him for the repair? He said, see, I have not did anything. That fellow came and dashed against my bumper. No, because you are a Tajiri. Please give something to that man. Why the people say so? Economic value. A cyclist doesn't have that much money to, even though there is no fault of the motorist. But still, people show a soft corner towards a cyclist because he is having a not deep pocket theory. It becomes a deep pocket theory. The wallet, deep pocket means makubwa, wallet. So deep pocket theory says let a economically less man will be given here some compensation. Even though total fault of that fellow is there 100%. Why? It depends upon the economic factor. So, in the same way, they written the laws are in a such a way, sometimes they will distort it and they will give the judgment. Statutes law may be used to extend over the rule or modify existing meaning of the current common law. A common law says over there, either wife is a property or wife is a wife. Sema. I will ask her, sir, wife is not a property. Online people, give me the answer. Whether wife is a property. The common law says you can break the wife wrist, but you cannot break the wife wristwatch. Umyamka, are you sleeping? Unmute and give me the answer. Sir, we don't know. Say don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, very good. At least I heard. You are alive. Appreciate. A common law says you can break pasuka. Is it a break pasuka? You can break a wife wrist. This is called wrist. I don't know whether you could understand it. Do you understand what is wrist? Online people, do you understand what is wrist? Here, this is the wrist. Could you see it? This is the wristwatch. Am I right? Say right. Do you see me? My wristwatch also. Say yes or no?
Yes.
Good.
No.
A common law says you can break your wife means wife wrist, but not the wristwatch. Because wife is your property, but the wristwatch is not your property. It is given by the father. But neither you can break the wrist, nor you can break the wristwatch. No, sir, she is such a lady. She could not understand the thing. Why? Once I told you, second told you, third time we told you, fourth time told you. Because old habits die hard. Old habits seldom die. Umepata?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Could you see my face very clearly?
Yes.
Yes, mutton shadi mimi. How mutton chupi? Sema. Okay, let us come to the point of discussion. So, the correct meaning, the meaning and interpretation. Now, the law says, wife is an independent entity. A wife can sue the husband, a husband can sue the wife. But common law say, wife is the both side of the same coin, means one entity. This side wife, this side husband. But the norms are changed, the rules are changed because of the liberalization and because of liberalization and fill up the blanks. Globalization. Is it a new word? Because of the liberalization, because of the globalization, now the world is on your palm. A small village. A small village. What do you say, small village? King Reza? If you know it, you tell me. Don't waste my time. Say, pass on. Online people, do you know what is my small village? King Reza. Say, pass on.
Awesome.
Possum. Hamlet. 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 Shakespeare novel, Hamlet. The same spelling. A small village is Hamlet. Now the world is Hamlet. Because you can take the breakfast here and lunch in Kenya and dinner in Uganda. Am I right? You born in Monza and you married in USA and you settle in the UK. And your children's in the Australia. Sir, when do you have such a desire? You have to work hard. Merely deserving is not enough. You have to proportionate, you have to work hard. Then only you will become like that. Otherwise, hapana. It is a daydream. Don't dream day. Dream in the night, amnashida. So, here they say meaning and a common law, and the entirely new law can be created in statutes. There are 3 rules when using the statutes. These rules are, they have given, one is a literary rule, another is a golden rule, another is a mischief rule or Haydn's rule, but another is come across as the purpose rule. What is the purpose? Why they made such a law? And I don't know whether you know, there is a interpretation law act is there, passed by Tanzania. Did you see it? They interpret a particular thing, how the definition will come for that one. But I did not see, I don't think that they mentioned the golden rule there. Just I checked golden, but I did not find it. So now let us see that the literary rule says the rule is the basis for all court decision in relation to statute. Here judges rely on the exact wording of the statute of the case. Suppose when a word having the double meaning, then only ambiguity is there. But when a word is having only one meaning, there is no ambiguity. So what they said here is, and they are interpreting Lord Diplock in the Duport Steele versus Search case. It's one of the case law he defined. I quote, where the meaning of the statutory words is plain and unambiguous. It is not then for the judges to invent fancied ambiguities as an excuse for failing to give effect to its plain meaning, because they consider the consequences for doing so would be inexpedient or even unjust or immoral. He says, Lord Diplock, he made it very much clear. When the word meaning is very much clear and there is no ambiguity, at that instance, a judges will not give the extension to it by making their fancied another meaning for that. Nyomba dogo, what it means? If you see the Nyomba house, dogo means small house. He might have a big house and it's a small house. Then why do you say Machumba? Because that what is restricted to that point of view only. And it is a very much famous in the East Africa or in Tanzania. Not in East Africa. Huh? Okay. So if you say that Nyomba Dogo Ipo, I thought that he's thinking about the 2 houses. Yes, Nyomba Dogo Ipo. What will Ipo? I say, because I take the literary meaning. Nyomba, house, Dogo, small. Yeah, I have the small house. That is the literary meaning I take, because I don't know. But here the popularity is Nyomba Dogo means Machumba. Is it a valid in Tanzania? Is it a valid? If the children born to the Nyomba Dogo, they are entitled for the inheritance on your property. It depends upon the clan. Christian is a monogamous. Who, suppose if you give the money to the Nyombadogo children or property, who will object? Either your own children will object, number one. If the own children and wife did not object, then where is the question of not giving the money to them? It depends. Unless until a person who is having the vested interest, then only you say that why do you give our property to them? But even son and wife also knows the children belongs to my husband. And she is a concubine, a Nyambodogo. But law says, at the no fault of the children, why do you want to make the victim to the children? You know that the children belongs to you. At that instant, law says, give the property to the Nyambodogo children. Equally like your own children. If you don't want to give the Nyambodogo, you don't give. That is a different issue. But she consumed meza, vote, before only. See, kondo, najua kondo, meza, vote, but sio mbeu. Hapana moja mbeu. Is it mbeu? Oh. What do you say? Kiki. Hapana. When you shiva, a sound will come. Chewa. Vote kondo kula, hamna moja chewa. So, no fault of the children, you cannot designate them. So, if the case goes to it, and they will make it out, either in Tanzania or in Kenya, doesn't matter. So, Nyomba Makubo hapa moja toka Tanzania, toka Kenya, Nyombodogo. At that instance, which law would be applicable over there, it depends upon the private international law. People say that no one's faults, the children should not become a victim, hence children will be equally entitled to get the inheritance. Regarding the wife, either you pay her or maintenance, you don't pay her, there is a different issue. So here there is no ambiguity would be there, then we don't make a fanciful meaning what the Diplok said. And if you give us such a thing, it is unjust, it is immoral, and inexpedient also. If you give a different meaning, when the plain meaning is very much clear. The definitions also says that judge should not deviate from the literary meaning of the word, even if the outcome is unjust. Even the outcome is unjust, but still he should not deviate it. Provided, again the question, provided, is it really a justice to be given to the party or not? Again the question. If they do, they are creating their own version of how the case should turn out, and Parliament is contradicted. When the plain meaning is there, naturally nobody will deviate. And they will not give the different meaning. Like I told you one meaning, comrade. Comrade means friend. But if you say the comrade in other places, he is a leftist idea man. He is socialistic, he is. Because only socialistic people use the comrade, not the capitalist. Is it clear? So, yes, Fisher versus Bell, case law has come. Flick knife case law. Fisher versus Bell is a classical case law where the literary rule was taken. Because they say, under the Offensive Weapons Act of UK, 1959, it is an offense to offer certain offensive weapons for sale. A flick knife means you press it, it comes like that. Did you see the knife? So a flick knife, it is a weapon. Of course, even a small blade is also a weapon. You can. Sama Kingreza. You can make the incision, cut the throat, larynx. You can kill even a small blade. So it's a dangerous weapon in one way or another. So according to the Act is concerned, which is given the Offensive Weapons Act of 1959, it is an offense to offer a certain offensive weapon for sale. He kept it in the Bristol shopkeeper, the name Bristol. I don't know Do you heard the anytime Bristol cigarettes? You don't know. In India it was there. Here only SM and club. Nini manufactured in Tanzania. Sir, I don't smoke. I say, a person who smokes only know the cigarettes names? Sama? Sir, he knows many names. Okay, at least tell me 2 names or 3 names. Rosta. Club. Tosha. Embassy. Yes. See? It doesn't mean that only a person who smokes could know the cigarettes names. It's a common factor. A common thing. Okay, he doesn't know the many names, but at least 2 or 3 names. So now the Fisher versus Bale said when he kept it, he displayed the flick knife in the shop of the Bristol shopkeeper at the window. When brought to a trial, it was concluded that Bell could not be convicted, given a literal meaning of the statute. What the literal meaning statute? The law of contract states. What it states? That having an item in a window is not an intention for sale. For what? Decoration. For what? Attraction. You know, they will keep the attraction of this. You see, Marango, only Chupi and Sideria, Tosha. Do you know what it's called? Sir, statute. Mannequin. Actually, mannequin is for female. Mannequin means a idol for where it dress. If you happen to go to the India, a mannequin would be like this. And a sari and something would be put it over there, especially for a female, not for the male. Okay, in the court, there is a male. But how could he keep only Chupi and Sideria and their Marangu? Is it not the indecent way? What is indecent way, sir? Let them enjoy. What enjoy? You are diverting your mind. It's an invitation. Karibu sana hapa BBC. So he is keeping the window. It's not offer for the sale, but it's the invitation of a treat. So Marangu Peel says, it is not for the sale, it is only invitation to treat. And given in the literal meaning of the statute. And Bell could not be convicted. But even though there is a tag is there, price tag is there. So, naturally, which is a dangerous one, if a loaded pistol is given there, it's a dangerous one. Loaded, I am speaking. And you cannot sell the pistol unless until you have the license to sell. Is it clear? So that meaning is given. But I don't know whether you know it or not, because many people know it. A weapons will be sold in USA like a bamia, chungu, like a vegetables. On Machinga, on the roadside. No license will be needed. So always the people say, keep at least $1 or $10 in your pocket. If anyone comes and nomba hela, then give the $10 to him or $5 to him. Suppose if you say, I don't have, when you don't have, there is no meaning of living in this world. Out. He will kill you. There is no meaning of staying without money in dollars in USA. So better you die. And he will kill you. So give him $5, $10, whatever. If you don't, no dollars are there, you can give you a wristwatch. Because maisha ipo, kila kitu ipo. Am I right? So, tumia bongo. Nini? Sir, nimesahau nyumbani. Can you say so? It is a movable property attached with you only. So now next case law, if you see the R versus Harris case law, where the defendant bit a nose of the victim. Bite of a victim. Nose. Defendant bit the nose of the victim. And the statute stated that the offense was to stab or wound. Either you stab a person, stabbing means This is stabbing. And wound means you make a wound to a person. Under the literal rule, biting is not stabbing and cutting or wounding, implying the use of an instrument. Bite is not an instrument but he used the teeth and he bite it, so the defendant was proven not guilty. Suppose, sir, what will the law will give the answer? He will bite the nose. Okay, he bite the nose. You bite nose as well as the ears. One is a capital, another is interest. Are you following me? Say, either you make a stab or you make a wound. A stab or wound can be made by the instrument. But here the instrument is used, not any external instrument except the teeth. Sir, poor fellow that is not going to get any compensation. No, sir. Yes, not getting any compensation, no doubt at all. You bite nose as well as the ears. So that is equal. Nose is the capital and interest is ear. But here they say, if you really speak, the literary meaning is taken, it is not a proper way. Can a person will kill another person only with the panga? He will kill even biting the here. It will kill. So he will be relieved because he did not use this instrument. If I may be a judge here, I interpret either you make a wound through the instrument or any other means, yes, he will be alive. Because why do you want to cut his or her nose? Is it a apple? Is it a matunda? I will test your IQ. You know Apple computers? Computers! Now you tell me, the bite is left hand side, right hand side, or Jew, Auchini. Did you understand my question first? You know Apple logo. Logo najua. A apple logo, but it's a bitten apple. A bitten apple. Now, which part is bitten? Left side part, or right side part, or chini, or naju?
Chini.
Hapana. Jew means upper part. Chini means lower part. Online people, give me the answer. Right hand side. But not kidoga katikati, kidoga Jew. Not exactly center. But when you see a logo apple bite, does it convey it's a computer? No. People who are actually only knows, I bought the Apple computer, they know, oh, he bought the very good computer. Because Apple doesn't represent anywhere computer or electronic gadget. So don't worry, you will come across in the international, intellectual property rights are concerned. You are not supposed to copy the logo. Sir, his bite is right hand side, my bite is left hand side, sir. But the people doesn't have, they know the bite is there. That means they think that it is an Apple computer and they will buy it. It is the infringement of a trademark. Counterfeit of the trademark. So here, if I may be judged, I will give the decision either by the instrument or by the teeth. Doesn't matter. Injury is an injury. Am I right? So, but they use the literary rule. They say it is not amount to the thing. Of course, there's a time they can say, if you bite it, no, you make two bites to him. One is the capital, one is the interest. So the main advantage of the literary rule is no scope for the judge's own opinion or prejudice to interfere. The judges cannot have their whims and fancies to give the different meaning to the particular word. And in respect to the parliamentary supremacy and upholds the separation of the powers, they want to see that parliament supremacy would be there. We don't want to give the different meaning by the judges. And the separation of the powers. Who made the separation of the powers? General knowledge question. Separation of the powers, who made? Sir, I did not made it. You know what is meant by separation of powers? Online people, give me the reply. Executive is separate.
Yes.
Judiciary is separate. Parliament is separate. But if you go in the sequence, what comes first? Legislative, executive, and judiciary. Malthus, Malthian theory. Separation of the powers. Nobody would encroach on somebody's powers. Judiciary should not encourage. But what the judiciary, they say no. If the parliament made an act and the executive made an act and give to the parliament they enact act. But if they see the different interpretation, 5 minutes are left. They can interpret it in a different style. It is null and void because of the article. What is Article 14, Article 20, Article 21? Freedom of speech and expression. Article 19. Of course, I am speaking about all the articles of the Indian Constitution. What about the article? Tanzania Constitution. Freedom of speech and expression. Personal liberty. Dignity of life. Yes, it is against it. And the judiciary say it is null and void. So they say they encourage the drafting precision, promotes the certainty and reduce the litigation. So precision would be there when the drafting and promotes the certainty. A certainty would be there, and when the certainty would be there, it reduces the litigations. That is the advantage of the literary rule. And the disadvantage is, for example, R versus McGinnis case law, the defendant was charged with the possession of a controlled drug with the intent to supply under the misuse of drugs. The defendant claimed that the drugs belonged to the friend who was picking them up later. The judge stated that handing the drug back was supply. This was upheld in the appeal. In his speech at the appeal, the word supply in its ordinary natural meaning conveys that the idea of furnishing and providing the another something which is wanted or required in that. Okay, I will give the explanation for you what is what. Drugs are prohibited. What is meant by drugs? Narcotic drugs and psychopathic substances. What are they? Chaya Majani. Is a drug Chaya Majani? What is the drug? Yes. Nini, Gina? Cocaine, charas, ganja, afim, heroin, brown sugar. Sir, how could you know what? Tumia, nimi tumia. Sir, who knows? Not necessarily tumia. Najua, akili ipotosha. I already told you, Mimi Muhindia, Chaga, Kabila Rambo. Sio chunabuzi. Umepata?
Yo.
So, somebody has given you some drug to keep it, and later he will come and take it. And the department caught him in the shop. Don't keep any parcel in your room. Don't take any parcel when you are going to the international airports. Because people will give the drugs to you. I say, because I have some weight, please keep it in your bag. And they go, you will come at her. The unknown person has given anything, don't take it. Parcel. No, you will become at her. Even don't give your phone to any unknown person, especially at the airport, because they tap you. They tap the information. Whatever the information come OTP, you get them. When they OTP, you will get your bank balance is 0. If you know the OTP, suppose if you got it and they know the OTP, they will make it is called cybercrime. So here, a person has given you some packet, keep it over there to give it, but he's not supplying, he's just holding. Even a holding in your premises, in your room itself is enough. You are commanded. Please, when you give the rent your house, sometimes you go and check what they are doing. They are using the hallucination drugs, or they are making BBC, or they are drinking, they are making a den, and check it. Because you gave for the residential purpose, not for the other Biashara. Is it clear? So, if you take the literary meaning, it is not a supply. When you supply, you become ata, but it is merely keeping. Even keeping itself, definition will come, it's amount to supply. And hence,